Do you love Lancome as much as I do? I have loved Lancome since the 90s. Always had my eye on them. They still hold up so well today. Today, we're going to talk about the top 5 best-selling products of all time. One is a fragrance, but I'm not going to mention that. So I bumped it out and brought in a number 6 choice. And I'm going to do this complete Lancome look. It's very pretty for spring or summer coming up. Really light, effortless formulas. So stay right here, and I'm glad you're here. Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here. Listen, we just hit 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube. I say we because this is a collaborative effort. This is the Look Good Close-Up Club, and welcome if you are new here. You are welcome to join our membership. It just means showing up. It just means showing up and engaging with other women in this community. There's nothing to sign. I don't have a Facebook group. The Look Good Close-Up Club literally is in every video, and we'll all start getting to know each other. So many of you have been with me from the beginning, and I love us. I love us, but all glory to God because He opened the doors and He gives me great wisdom and discernment and ideas. And He put my content in front of you and you joined along. And I'm so happy we're all here. I really am. So thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for 100,000 subscribers. I love growing this audience. This is my #1 platform. I have 3 times, almost 4 times the amount of followers on TikTok, but they just want to be entertained. And it's becoming like a giant QVC, which I love, but when every single person is trying to sell you something, it's really not fun anymore. And so YouTube is my #1 platform. I just absolutely love it here, okay? So welcome, and you are absolutely welcome to join our Look Good Close-Up Club. And I call it that because I'm a 30-year pro makeup artist and I teach you how to look good close-up. That starts with skin. That starts with skin. Makeup is never going to fix skin, but I can teach you how to get beautiful skin and at any age, and even reversing sun damage. I'm slowly working on that myself as someone who grew up in the 70s and 80s on the Southern California beaches and sitting in traffic for hours a day on the 405 freeway. My hands really do look my age, but it's okay. It's okay. So check out any of my skincare videos. And then next Saturday, I have a Mandelic Peel video. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. I'm going to do it on the video so you can follow step by step. But Mandelic acid lightens sunspots, and it really is. And it also helps to erase melasma. Okay. But that requires a high SPF. Okay. Let's jump right into Lancome. I have a special love for Lancome. When I was a young makeup artist, I started with a company that's no longer around. I was at Nordstrom, and the company was going bankrupt, and my department manager loved me, and she said, Michelle, Estee Lauder has an opening for a traveling artist all over LA and Orange County, and I think you would be perfect. Well, I got the job. And I worked for Estee Lauder for about a year, and it was my mom's dream job because my mom used Advanced Night Repair, which I still love to this day. And she used all of the Estee Lauder foundations and the fragrance and all of it, right? But I would secretly watch the Lancome counter all day. I was obsessed with the Lancome girls. They were so beautiful. I liked Chanel too, but Lancome seemed more accessible, and in the 90s, Lancome was huge, especially before MAC Cosmetics really took off and became mainstream, which, by the way, I was with Estee Lauder 1 year, and I went to work for MAC Cosmetics in 1993, and that just changed my life. But I started buying Lancome products, and I felt guilty because I was working for Estee Lauder. I just liked Lancome better. I loved the scents. I loved the colors. I loved the eyeshadows. It was more pigmented. It felt more chic. And then my sister also worked for Estee Lauder when she moved to North Carolina for like 10 years. And then she moved over to Lancome, and we just got tons and tons of free Lancome, and it was just heaven. Okay. So I want to talk about the top 5 most, like the top best-selling, most iconic products from Lancome. I'm going to go through them real quick, and I'm going to use some of them as I go through them. There's actually 6, but one is their fragrance that Julia Roberts is the face of. It's the La Vie Belle. Is it La Vie Belle? I personally don't like that fragrance. If you like it, let me know in comments. I've never liked it. For some reason, there's something about it that's too overwhelming for my nose. It always makes me sneeze. It makes my face feel itchy. And of course, my dad married a woman a couple years ago, and she just douses herself in it. And so that's all I'm going to say there. So I'm not a fan, so obviously I don't have it. But one of the most iconic top-selling products of Lancome of all time is Bifacil. It's the one where you have to shake it up. There was nothing like this in the 90s or 80s. Nothing. This was it. This was the GOAT. There was nothing even close to this in the drugstore. Now down the line, I think Almay got one that you could shake, and L'Oreal, because L'Oreal and Lancome were both owned by Cosmere, which I don't think they're even around anymore. I can't remember who owns L'Oreal. I think L'Oreal owns L'Oreal. I think L'Oreal is the main company, but they share a lot of the same patents. So if you know, you know, this just melts off eye makeup. But I'm a lazy girl. I know that seems crazy because I might do 20 layers of skincare and fake lashes. You wouldn't think I was lazy, but I'm too lazy with this extra step. I like a cleanser that takes everything off, including my mascara. So I rarely use this. I might put this in a giveaway soon, but I do love it. It's great. I'm just lazy. Okay, number 2. And I'm not going in order. These are just like top 5 selling of all product. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I have such a reaction to this. I cannot even tell you. And you know how much I love skincare. I mean, I have like 30 brands of skincare in here. But when I use Genifique, and I'm going to use a lot because I want some on my neck. I just did 2 droppers full. It just has the most incredible slip to it. And it really doesn't have any fragrance. It used to years ago, I think. I feel like it used to have more of a fragrance to it, but I'm going to put more on my neck and my hands. But I just love the feeling of Genifique. And the first couple times I used it, I was like, oh my gosh, why does this make my skin feel like silk? And I would wake up and I would touch my face because my face felt so good the next morning. And I mean, I love it. I love Genifique. It's this reaction. I have a reaction to it. I have this emotional connection to Genifique. Hold on, is my screen not good? Hold on. Some of you have said recently, Michelle, are you using a filter? And I'm like, no, you guys know I don't use a filter. I never use a filter. I don't even have, that looks better. I don't even have filtering software. When I edit, there's no filtering software on iMovie. But I think my lens gets dirty and I forget to clean it. So that already looks clearer. So I apologize. You know, this is what happens when you can't see. You know, I can't wear readers while I do my video, so I can't see that it's fuzzy. Okay, that's Genifique. And then we have Bifacil. And then next up, Absolute. Absolute soft cream. I'm going to use it right now. It is so decadent. It's expensive. If you know, you know. Oh, it has that light rose scent to it. Okay, so as you know with Lancome, they put a lot of rose ingredients into their skincare, even their makeup. And this is packed with all the different benefits of 3 different types of roses. Okay, now I could go into all the science of this. I could go far more into all the ingredients, but just know most moisturizers are exactly the same except for a few different ingredients. They all have squalene, they all have glycerin, they all have water. And this has different rose essences to it. I learned a long time ago. Now remember, this is something that I see a lot on YouTube. I see people over explaining. I see people going way too much into the science. Now, some of you love it, and I love it. I love it. Give me all the science, give me all the ingredients. Tell me why this ingredient is good for what. Most women don't care. You know why? Because most women want to cut to the chase, give me the bullet points, and tell me why I need this and why it's good for me. And I learned this through sales and marketing. I studied sales and marketing for years. I did the Dale Carnegie courses. I read all the sales training books. I'm telling you, I've even had trainers tell me, Michelle, you are telling women far too much. I can see their eyes glazing over, okay? They're like deer in headlights. Look, I have my roller in too, if you were wondering where my hair was. 5% of the population loves the science and all the facts. And I've even had maybe in a year, I've maybe had 2 people say, you never explain enough, you never talk about the science, you never talk about the ingredients, because most women don't care, okay? They don't. And I see people spending way too much time talking about the science and the ingredients and why this ingredient is good. Most people don't care, okay? And that's why I do not go. I've learned over 30 years, I've been trained over 30 years not to go too in depth with ingredients and all the things, because most women don't care. They want to know, how is this going to help me? Is it going to make me look pretty? Is it going to make me look pretty close up? Yes, but it's expensive. So anyway, this is one of their top selling products. So is Renogy Lift, but I don't have Renogy Lift. I have this, okay? Now, another one of their top products is their, of course, mascaras, right? Lancome mascaras are iconic. They're iconic, okay? And just so you know, I'm going to do a whole spring look here in a minute. Their number one mascara, they claim, is Hypnose. I don't have Hypnose. My favorite for years was Hypnose Drama. I love Hypnose Drama because I like a lot of volume. And then they came out with Monsieur Big, and this is my favorite Lancome mascara. So we're going to use this today. But I was shocked that Hypnose is their number one selling mascara. I don't know if that's true, because Defenicils was their number one mascara through the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s. So I don't know, we'll see, but this is something that no one in the world could catch up to Lancome. Lancome owned all the top patents on brushes. It wasn't so much that their formulas were great, it was their brushes. And when I worked for MAC Cosmetics as a makeup artist, the product development told us we will never be able to come out with our own version of like a Lancome mascara. They own all the patents. It's exceedingly hard to do a great mascara because they own all the patents. Well, guess what? All the patents came up, time was over, and now this is why so many companies have phenomenal mascaras to this day. Phenomenal. But to me, Lancome is the OG of the best mascaras on the market, and I also love L'Oreal. I love L'Oreal mascaras. If you love L'Oreal mascaras, would you tell us in comments what your favorite one is? I've stocked my kit with Voluminous for years, but now I'm even using Essence because Essence is only $4.99. And I can give it to the client. I can just go, here, you can keep this mascara. Even though I use disposable wands, sometimes I'll just give it to them. Okay, so next up is their Absolute Rouge. Is one of their top selling products of all time. I love that you push the button and the tube pops out. It didn't used to be that way, but it is now. And today I'm going to show you their new nude Intimattes, and they are a velvety matte that is very long wearing. I'm going to show you these today. I'll swatch them all right here, but their Rouge Absolute is one of their top sellers of all time for good reason. And then lastly, and I'm going to use it today as well, their Teint Idole. There is nothing like this. If you need long wearing foundation, I don't think there's anything like Teint Idole. And I'm going to use the Care and Glow today, the more glowy one. But if you live in heat or humidity and you need a long wearing foundation, try Teint Idole. go get color matched at the counter and try Tottendoll. I would have never ever used this if it wasn't for my sister working for Lancome. She gave me about 8 or 9 little vials of it. And when I first moved to North Carolina from Los Angeles, I did a commercial in July. High heat. It was maybe 97, 98 degrees with like 90% humidity. Like you walked out into the heat and your glasses fogged up, you felt like you were suffocating. And we were at the National Whitewater Center in Charlotte, which was even more humid, and my actors were going to get wet because they were doing a whole rafting scene. I put all the girls in Tottendoll, and I even did a little bit on the men, like around the eyes and anywhere where they get kind of ruddy. And then of course powdered everyone. And they did the whitewater rafting scene, and then we had lunch. And then after lunch, I touched everyone up only around the mouth. This required 0 touch-ups. I was shocked. And then our next scene was hiking in the forest with bugs and bug spray, and this stayed put. I was shocked. I would never have believed it. And when the commercial came out, and we were using high-def TV because this was 2012, when the commercial came out, everyone just looked absolutely beautiful, just like natural skin. This is a very natural skin finish. You can get up to full coverage with it. It's buildable, but that is my testimony. I actually used this on a national commercial. It was a Super Bowl commercial. It made the Super Bowl, and it was for a credit union, and yeah, it was amazing. Okay, the only thing I'm using today that is not Lancome is going to be an eye cream, and it's just because I don't have a Lancome eye cream and I didn't have time to go get one for this video. So we're gonna use this little Shiseido, which is pearly, and I'm really quite loving it. I'm really loving it. One thing too I wanna say real quick is that some of you have said in comments that, hey Michelle, you're one of the only YouTubers who actually comments back to everyone. And I wanna say something. When I post a YouTube video, I will give the comments a ton of attention the first few days, and then I have to move on to the next YouTube video. I don't have enough time in my day with TikTok, Instagram, my Saint business, YouTube. Sometimes I do two YouTube, well, I always do 2 YouTubes a week. Sometimes I even do 3. And then my brand deals with my agency, all the emails for Saint, all the color matching for Saint. Like, I don't even know how it all gets done, quite honestly. And I can't hire an assistant, because if an assistant is answering all of you in comments, then I don't get to know you, and my assistant doesn't have my brain. I can't have an assistant doing all the emails and answering personal questions because they don't have my 30-year-old makeup artist brain, right? So yeah, I guess I could hire an assistant, but unless I could, you know, use a microchip for my brain and implant it in someone else's brain, there's no way that I can teach someone everything I know in the last 30 years to help you in email or to comment back to you on something. And so this is why I always do my best. It's top priority to answer you in comments the first few days after a YouTube video, and then I have to move on to the next one. And sometimes I just can't answer a video from 2 months ago. Sometimes I can't answer a video from a year ago. But you have my guarantee. If you're subscribed, and subscribe if you aren't, but if you're subscribed and you watch my videos, you'll know. I always answer everyone back the first 2 to 3 days. That's really important to me because I really want this community to feel very connected to me, and I want to feel connected to you, okay? All right, so I am super hydrated. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to do my brows real quick off camera. I don't have a Lancome brow pencil, so I'm gonna do a Maybelline real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and you might hear someone doing a lawn outside, and I can't control that. Again, let's just pretend we're sitting as friends in my house or your house, and we're just talking, and we're we're just, you know, doing makeup together, and yeah, we're gonna hear background noise, okay? I just use this Maybelline Express Brows in medium brown, and I really, really love it. It's so easy to use, but I did not have Lancome brows, but I love this. I love Maybelline. Okay, had to go wet my sponge. We're gonna do complexion first. I normally do eyes first, but I'm using a different type of product today that's not gonna fall and make a mess, so we can actually do complexion first. Again, love the Tante Idole, but I just want a glowy finish. This is Tante Idole Glow. And if you are drier skin type, you will love this. If you are any skin type and you just want a more natural finish, you'll love this, okay? This still is long wearing just like the other one. It's just gonna have more of a glow. And you know, I have a freshly primed face, right? We just did all the skincare. Oh my gosh, I didn't use SPF and I'm going out. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna use the Lancome SPF 50. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I almost forgot SPF. I work way too hard on my skin to not have a high SPF. And if I were to go out without SPF today, you know, it's just gonna darken sunspots, which I'm working so hard to get rid of, right? Working so hard. I cannot believe I did that. Sorry, but you know what? That's okay. We're using Lancome SPF. It's absolutely lovely. I will say if you are oily or combo, you don't need moisturizer. Just this UV Expert Aqua Gel Defense 50. It's really nice. I've used it before many times, and I love traveling with it because look, it's mini. It's an excellent SPF, but you do not need a moisturizer under it. You could do Genifique if you want, but you do not need a moisturizer under this if you have oily or combo skin, okay? But for those of us who are a little drier, yeah, you definitely can put moisturizer under it. Plus, I put moisturizer on like what, 5 minutes ago? So it's nice to have this fresh new layer. Okay, and I'll do my hands later. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I almost forgot that. Well, thank you that I remembered. Okay, I'm gonna take this little brush by BK Beauty. It is 112. I can always put my BK Beauty links for you too, but it's real floppy, and I want it real floppy. Now, I did 2 pumps on my hand. That's probably gonna be too much, but watch what I'm doing. I'm priming the brush. So it's on my hand, and I'm really getting the brush nice and saturated with all of that product. This is something that I have learned from watching Katie Jane Hughes on TikTok. She is a makeup artist in her, is she 40? She might have just turned 40, but I really respect her. She does like Hailey Bieber's makeup. She does Rosie Huntington, who's that beautiful model. She just does very beautiful makeup, and the reason she resonates with me is because she does makeup where your skin peeks through a little bit, and you know that that's my favorite type of makeup. I like a little bit of skin to peek through, because to me, that's look good close up. I don't like heavy coverage. That's why I work really hard on my skin. Okay, now I'm going back in for that second pump, and see how I'm working it really hard. I'm really buffing it into this brush. I just love this makeup. It's so pretty. Really buffing it in. You see how I'm really buffing it in little circles? Because I'm well exfoliated, doing this is not going to cause me to slough off dead skin, because I have already taking care of all my skin for the day. Put a little bit on the eyelid, but not much. I don't go around the eyes. Notice how I'm not going around the eyes because we're gonna do concealer. Okay, so once you have all that on, look at that, isn't that pretty? See how my skin shows through? Now I could go in with more if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Okay, let me see. Okay, really, really glowy and pretty. Looks great everywhere. The only place I'm not loving it right now is right through here. But that's not a problem because we are going to take, oh, and let me tell you what color I am, because sometimes people ask or sometimes people are around my color. I'm 305 in, 305 in. Remember, I always go a little bit deeper than my skin because it shows less texture when we go a little bit deeper, okay? So what I'm gonna do is in my areas where I have more texture, I'm just gonna bounce. Actually, I'm gonna bounce this everywhere because it feels so good. I like to use the flat side to bounce it in. It kind of presses it in so it becomes one with the skin, but I also like that it will lift off any excess in areas where maybe I have it a little bit heavier. This way it kind of, I think, creates more of an even coverage. Now this is a new sponge that I found recently. We have a makeup store here in Nashville called the Makeup Altar, owned by Melanie Mills. Melanie Mills worked for Dancing with the Stars for 10 years or 10 seasons, and she developed this incredible setting spray, which I might use later because I don't think Lancome has a setting spray or they've never sent me one. But this is a sponge called Cammy Win. You can see it has a little C in on it. They're $6. And I would have never bought a sponge because, you know, I love Stands Out. I have my Stands Out sponge. I have beauty blenders. I have the Saint sponge, which looks like a beauty blender. But the day that my friend Neil did my makeup professionally at the Makeup Altar, he used this sponge. And when he was bouncing it on me, I'm like, oh my gosh, this feels so good. I need this sponge. And then Melanie's like, it's only $6. I'm like, what? I bought 7 of them. I bought 7. So you wet it, and then I, you know, just kind of like press it out, like really press it out in my, you know, paper towel. And there you go. It's incredible. It's incredible. I love this sponge. You could go to themakeupaltar.com, themakeupaltar.com, and Melanie owns the store, and you could buy Cammy Win. Okay. Looks great. Looks great. Let me see. Okay, so remember I left my under eye bare. Okay. This looks good. All my textured areas no longer look cakey. Sometimes if a makeup can make you look cakey right here in the very beginning, now these can always dry down and we can look a little drier and cakier through here in the next few hours. But if it's looking a little cakey or makeup-y in the very beginning when you first put it on, just take a damp blender and go in those areas and just kind of press it in, and then it becomes more one with the skin, okay? Now I'm going to take a concealer, and I'm going to use one that has a little peach in it because I find that it will help color correct, and this is number 260. 260 has the littlest bit of peach. See this one? This one's more light beige. This one has a little bit of peach in it. And watch what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take it on the back of my hand. That's a lot. That's a lot of concealer. I won't need that much, but watch this. Again, we're gonna take a fluffy brush. Ew, that feels sticky. I don't like that. Hold, please. Do I have a rougher brush I like? might be too big. That's a great brush though. That's too big. I don't want anything that big. I need to look for a clean brush is the problem, and I don't know how clean these are. Okay, I'm gonna use this little rougher brush. And this is rougher number 14. I love rougher brushes. Rougher. Anyway, you're gonna take a little bit. Look, there's still a ton left. You're gonna take a little bit, and again, you're gonna work it into the brush. It's called priming the brush. Thank you, Katie Jane Hughes. I'm a 30-year pro and I've never done it like this, but now I do, and it makes such a difference. And then, what do I always say with color corrector? You're gonna go only where you need it, okay? And now remember, we just did that beautiful skin prep under the eyes with that Shiseido eye cream. And we also never want to go too dark or too light under the eyes, because if we go too light, you know, the old days in the 80s and 90s, we all did a really light color under the eye to make us look like bright and awake. But really what that does is it shows more creepiness, it shows more texture, and it can show puffiness. So if you have any type of puffy bags under the eyes, putting light on it is only going to intensify your puffiness. So what we want to do is we want to pick something around the color of our skin, maybe even a tiny bit darker. I think it might be darker than my hand's cramping. That's so weird. And I go, now notice I'm not taking it up to the lash line because I want my lower eyelid to have some dimension. But look at how nice that looks. Look at that. God, it got dark outside. That's why the light just changed in here. It got really dark outside. Hold on. Okay, do you see the difference? And then look at this. Here's my foundation color and here's my concealer. So see, the concealer is a pinch darker and more peach. But I think it's necessary because it helps cancel the darkness, and then that little bit of peach helps with the darkness. That little bit of peach helps kind of counteract that blue and purple, and it kind of can help conceal my blue. I have so many blue veins showing. Oh my gosh, my hand is Charlie horsing. Just my left hand. Isn't that bizarre? I never get Charlie horses in my hands. What's going on here? Okay. And then I like to take, usually my ring finger. We're supposed to use the ring finger because it causes less tugging at the eye. Okay, looks so good. And look at how much I still have a bunch left. So at that point, you could always go around the nose, you know, if you have a little bit of redness, which I always do. Okay. I have a lot of pink in my temples too. I mean, what did I just say? Pink? No, I have a lot of veins. God, I can't, what is going on with me today? I mentally can't get it together, and I've had 2 double espressos, which is normal for me. So if you think 2 double espressos sounds crazy, it's not. That's my norm every day of my life. Okay. I like to just, my veins are really getting more noticeable in my temples because, you know, we're really, oh, we got thunder. That's so weird. I didn't see that we were having a storm today. Oh, well. Okay, I love it. I love how that looks. Oh, I always just tap this in a little bit. What do we think? Nice complexion, right? I love it. Okay, next up. I'm gonna use something new. And it's interesting because they're called eye blushes, and it's with Emma Chamberlain. If you don't know Emma Chamberlain, she became really, really famous on TikTok. She became TikTok famous, millions of followers. She's an influencer, beautiful, beautiful. These are eye blushes, and you can see it on her cheeks and her eyes. I just went on to the Lancome website because I wanted to see the full range of colors, and it's no longer called eye blush. I think that might have been confusing to women. I can't say for sure, but I feel like that might be confusing to women. But anyway, we have 3 shimmery shades, or 4, and then we have 3 matte shades. So these, no, you know what? This looks shimmery too. I think these are shimmers. Aren't they pretty? That's why I wore this kind of light cantaloupe today, because these would be really pretty together. And then these are gorgeous too. I've never used them before, so we're about to use them right now for the first time. So I think I want to use, let's see what this one's called. Number 5 is Sandstorm. Number 5 is sand. I don't know. I really like, well, I don't know. Let's see. Let's swatch a couple. You can always see it on their site. They can probably swatch it better than me. Number 3. Let me see. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at those. Oh gosh, I love them both. I might do the darker one though, because as much as I love that top one, it's really coppery, and it's not really the look I'm going for today. So number 5. Okay. Okay, so never used this before, but I'm going to put some, they say you can just use it right with the applicator, but I feel like I'd like to use it with a little slanted brush. Okay, these go on a lot easier than I thought. I thought this was gonna be tricky, but I should have known Lancome is gonna make products for the average woman, not just the makeup artist. Oh my gosh. I love these. I could maybe even move these over to my Pro kit, except then they're in my Pro kit and I don't have access to them. Okay, so this one is called Sandstorm, and I love it. You could see here I put it on lighter, and here I put it on a little heavier. And these can go on the cheeks too, so we'll do one for the cheeks. But I cannot get over how easy this is. And I'm using a slightly, see how that has a slight angle to it? It's fluffy, but it has a slight angle, so it gets right into that crease. This is number 205. 205? Yeah, 205. Everyone thank Jen Moss, please, for sending me a magnifying glass, so we're not all wondering what the heck Michelle's talking about. Sometimes Michelle doesn't even know what Michelle's talking about. Oh, and you know what? I want to take a little bit of it and go under my eyes. Oh, yeah. I love to create depth under the eyes. Because we have a lower eyelid, we should probably dress it up. I think it just gives the eyes more dimension. It makes the eyes look bigger. Okay. I love it. I feel like this light's too bright. Okay, there. close my blinds a bit. Okay, now we're gonna take this color. This is Sunburst. I like it because it's a champagne. I feel like anyone could use that. And this one I'm just gonna apply directly to my eye. Oh my gosh. Now today, when I'm done shooting this, I have to take Gracie for her big girl ice skates. You know, my daughter's been ice skating for about 2.5 years. She started with a very basic skate, and then I took those, and because we have the same size foot, so I took those, and then she got a more advanced ice skate. Well, now she's doing jumps and spins, and her coach yesterday is like, oh my gosh, you're still in like a beginner skate. You can't be doing jumps and spins like that in these skates. So now we have to go get her a real true like jumping figure skate. And those are really expensive. And they have to hand make them, and it can take a couple months. So we're gonna go do that today. So I don't wanna be too crazy, because I kind of feel like the guy who owns the skate shop, we have to take our skates there to get the blades sharpened. I kind of feel like he already thinks I'm a little extra. You know those people that when you talk to them and they just sit and stare at you, and then you're done speaking and they stare for like a couple beats before they answer you? That's this mic guy. Like, what does he think of me? He must think I'm so weird. Okay. That is gorgeous. That is so pretty for spring or summer. I absolutely love it. And you know I love a pen. Hold on. You know how much I love. I need a magnification mirror that's big. You know how much I love an ink pen. And this, they sent me one in brown. It's like they know me. I love a brown liner. I've never tried a Lancome brown mascara. Let me know if you have. Because, you know, I'm so in love with the YSL brown. But this is pretty because it's a rich brown. It's dark but rich. I have a little cardinal outside my window. Oh, y'all, he's literally on the windowsill. He's about 3 feet away from me. He's on the windowsill and he's looking in at me and he's chirping. You know, some people think cardinals are your lost loved ones checking in on you. I don't believe that, but I think it's so sweet to think that my mom might be out there watching me do Lancome makeup because she loved Lancome makeup so much. Wouldn't that be wild? Maybe that's why the bird is being so loud, because she's so excited I'm doing Lancome makeup. My mom died in 2019 before TikTok. It was Musical.ly in 2019. It wasn't TikTok yet, but my daughter and I would watch videos and just laugh and laugh. It's back when they would do really funny things on there. It was mostly young people. It was a lot of dancing. And yeah, it was called Musical.ly. My mom died in 2019, so she never got to see any of my success. But her dream was for me to be a QVC host. Isn't that sweet? Because we loved QVC. When she was dying in bed for a year, we watched a ton of QVC together. Okay. Lancome was the first priming booster that I've ever tried in my life. I don't know how you feel about this, but I found that when I used a booster, it made my mascara last longer, and it did a lot of the lengthening and thickening, so you use less mascara. Again, it's not forever. I'm not telling you have to go out and get a booster. I'm just telling you that Lancome was the first person that introduced me to a lash booster, or let's call it a priming mascara. And I really, really, really loved I really loved them. And I really don't use boosters anymore because I use a lash serum. So pretty much any mascara makes my lashes look pretty long. But it is nice. So do you see that? It's just a white booster. Now, I could go to the other eye and do the other eye, but that's when I kind of like to go right in with my mascara. Monsieur Big. I love this one so much. I love this one so much. Let me know in comments your favorite Lancome mascara. I would love to hear it. I get so tickled hearing about who likes what and for what reason. I should do my top 5 favorite drugstore mascaras, huh? Look at that. That looks like fake lashes. Doesn't it? That looks like fake lashes. That's gorgeous. Look at that. Good old Sills booster for the win. And you know, I don't like doing mascara on camera because look at how long it takes me. I feel like it's a waste of time. But then some of you will say, no, I like watching mascara on camera. And some people will say, oh my gosh, I don't spend enough time on mascara. Maybe that's my problem. But I've just been so into mascara ever since I was a teenager. I don't know if you remember me talking about it, but I talked about my favorite mascara in high school was, and college was Max Factor 2000 Calorie. And I looked for it. There's a lot of newer versions, but I'm talking about the one from the 80s. It was a flat tube. It was oval on the sides, but square on the top and bottom. And it was navy with goldy, coppery writing, and I can't find. I mean, I'm willing to pay. I'm willing to pay for it, and I cannot find it anywhere. I only find the newer 2000 Calorie from the 2000s, and I don't want that one. I think I might have even found one from like the late 90s. I don't want that one. I want the original 2000 Calorie Max Factor mascara. So if any of you guys know of any hoarders or like my mom, when she died and we went through her makeup, she had makeup from like decades ago. She just could not throw anything out. She didn't use it, but she just couldn't bear to throw anything out. My sister and I had a good laugh. But if you know anyone like that, let me know if you ever find a Max Factor 2000 Calorie mascara from the 80s. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, let me look in the mirror. I'm not going to do the lower lashes yet. Oh my gosh. I love this mascara. I can't handle how much I love this mascara. Also, I love the rose scent. I love the rose scent in Chanel lipsticks. I love the rose scent in Lancome lipsticks. And I'm wondering, I did not know that their Idol fragrance with Zendaya as the face of it, I did not know that was rose scented. Do I need to go get that? I think like I might need to go try it. All right, look at that. That is so fresh and pretty. Okay, now we're gonna do a blush. Ooh, look at this one. This is number 7, and it's called Earthy Red. I might want that for blush, right? My husband's getting mad at Tate. Tate's off in the other room being loud. Okay, I'm going to try this fluffy brush, also BK Beauty number 108. Because I think that these have a lot of pigment. These are fun. I would use this earthy red on my eyes too, but I wanted to pick kind of simple colors to start. This light's still too bright. Okay, that looks better. Isn't that pretty? Ooh, that's getting a little too much on this side. I don't think I have a Lancome bronzer either. You know I love me some bronzer, but I think I'm not doing bronzer today. It's gray and kind of rainy out in Nashville, and honestly, we're just going to the skate shop and to run some errands. I like this. Now remember, you can always go back with your, what is going on with me today? You can always go back with your foundation brush and go over any of that blush if you feel like you got the blush a little too heavy or it went into an area you don't want it in. Like, see how it's heavier right here than here? So I got to balance that out. I know a lot of women don't like taking their blush this slow. I'm not telling you to at all. But my apples are low, so I put it in my apples. If you want to wear it high and lifted, you can wear it high and lifted. Really don't think there's a right or wrong way. Okay. I'm going to take a little bit more and go on the outside of the eyes. You know what I notice with darker hair? I notice it sticking to my face more. Now that doesn't mean it didn't stick to my face when I had blonde hair, but I didn't see it as much. And now with darker hair, I really constantly see hair sticking to my face. It drives me nuts. If you have dark hair, can I get an amen? Because I can only imagine how much you fight that. All right, I love that. I love that. What do we think? Gorgeous. Okay, now we're gonna talk about, we're gonna finish with the Rouge Absolute. I have 8 shades to show you. They're so pretty, but I need to go get a lip liner. All right, real quick, when I was off camera, I thought, you know what, I just need a little more depth. So I took some of this Hot Lava. This is number 3. Hot Lava number 3. I put it on the back of my hand. See how it's bronzy? And I did lightly the top of my forehead and my outer cheeks and a little on my nose. And it gave me that depth I wanted, but look at how sheer and natural that is, and it blends really easily. So I did that real quick off camera. Okay, I do not have a Lancome lip pencil. I do somewhere, but anyway, this is the new Mob Beauty 1990s map. Oh, it's M1990. It is the exact color of Spice in the 1990s. I worked for MAC in the 1990s. I can attest to the fact that by 1999, because remember, Estee Lauder bought MAC. They bought MAC in 96, 97, and by 99, they had changed some colors. And sometimes it's not because of they're trying to change the color, but sometimes it's a supply chain issue. Sometimes ingredients change. And so MAC, when I came back to MAC in 99, because I was gone from 96 to 99, for 3 years I was working in it as an illustrator in the animation industry. When I came back in 99, Spice was not Spice. It was warmer. And then in the 2000s, it got even warmer. So Vic has a Spice this big from the 80s. Now, Vic was the cosmetic chemist for MAC. He was the first cosmetic chemist for MAC because Frank Toscan, the owner, was his soon-to-be brother-in-law. So Frank Toscan is the genius behind MAC, but Vic is the chemist who created everything. It was Frank's vision. Frank wanted the colors, the textures, the formulas, and then Vic made it happen. He had a pencil this big from the 80s, the original Spice. And so he used it to swatch, but mauve is clean and vegan. And so I would say it goes on much, much silkier than the original Spice from the 90s, but this is not available until the 17th, okay? And they only have 10,000. That's it. They only have 10,000. It is going to sell out fast. I'm just letting you know. Okay, here we go. These are the new Rouge Absolute Intimates. And they are so lovely that, I mean, look at this. Isn't that, and you just pop the top. I mean, so pretty, so feminine, so Lancome. So here's what we got. This top color is called Got Me Blushing, 440, Got Me Blushing. Very beautiful wine tone. Then if you want to go a little bit plummier, deeper, we have 460, Burst of Joy. Okay, this, are you kidding me? This on a darker woman, this is going to look like a beautiful nude lip. You pair that with MAC Chestnut or MAC Night Moth, and you do this, you've got the perfect dark nude lip for dark skin. It won't be dark on dark skin, it'll be more like a nude, but this is called Surprise Surprise. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Look at how it fans out. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Okay, next one down, we have 210. This is called Unspoken Feelings. Okay, right here. Unspoken Feelings. Really pretty. I might be using that one today. The next one down right here is First Kiss. Very pretty. They're all so similar, but just slight variations depending on what season you are, right? Like this pinker one, these two are pinkier mauve, maybe better for like winters and summers, right? Whereas this is warmer, that would be more your springs and your autumns. So this next one down is called Self-Revealing. And now we're getting a little bit more peachy pink. And then the mauvier one is Hush Hush. That is number, I don't know because, I don't know. The number got ripped off. Let's see. 320. 320 is Hush Hush, a little bit more mauve. But again, really nude and feathery and soft. And I wore these, they say 16-hour velvety wear. They really are velvety like a true rose petal. And then this one I put on in a video. I can't remember when I wore this one, but I wore this one recently, and this is called Lover's Whispers. The names are hilarious. Lover's Whispers. So pretty right there, right? I might do... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might do this one. This is called First Kiss. Let's do it. Here it is. Pretty. And look, it takes one layer, one application. Isn't that pretty? I love that. And then we're gonna do their, again, iconic Juicy Tubes, and they are making a comeback. People are loving Juicy Tubes again. This is Hallucination, I think. Yes, this is Hallucination. Which is a beautiful champagne. All right, what do we think? I have this one on right here. It's a little darker on the lips than it looks on my arm, but I also have a pencil with it. All right, let's take the hair down. I love putting my hair in a curler while I do makeup because it keeps it out of my face. But then the first hour, it's a little cray cray. Okay, what do we think? I love it. I love it, Lancome. Everything looks so pretty close up. The concealer has not creased at all. Not at all. It is not in a single crease or nook and cranny anywhere under my eye. Oh my gosh, look at this lip. Let's see if we can make it brighter. Ooh. That's too bright, right? What do we think of that? That's too bright. I usually keep it on, no, 1, 2. I keep it on number 2 because I don't want to blow myself out. When you blow yourself out, you can't see flaws. I want people to see flaws. I want people to see skin texture. All right, I love it. I love Lancome. I love it so much. So I hope that helps. I hope you really learned a lot on how I apply foundation, how I apply concealer. And look, I went with a darker concealer. I went with something darker and peachier, but look at how it looks nice under the eye. And it's not showing any type of crepiness because it's not too light. It's correcting the dark circles because it has peach in it. And it's also not showing any puffiness because I get puffy under the eye. We all have not great night's sleep. And I just think it looks so good. So good. Okay, what do we think? We like? I love. Okay, I'm glad you're here. So let me know what your top Lancome products are. I will be back next Saturday again with a Mandelic Peel. I'm going to do it step by step. And I think that's it for now. Anyway, thanks again, Look Good Close-Up members. Thanks for 100,000. God loves you. I love you. And I will see you next week. Bye for now.